You may remember how a little while ago I reported on the fact that the Advertising Standards Authority, or ASA, here in the UK was investigating No Man's Sky and Hello Games for allegations of false advertising. Now, they have actually cleared Hello Games of any false advertising accusations, and also said that they did not exaggerate the features of No Man's Sky on the Steam sales page. Now, that distinction is important, as that what was the actual dispute for the ASA was actually about the advertising on the Steam page. Now, there's quite a bit of information to go through here, so do buckle yourself in, maybe settle down with a nice cup of tea, as I'm going to be here for a little while. But I've got a bit of statement here from the ASA to kick things off, which reads, quote, "We understood that the screenshots and videos in the ad have been created using game footage, and acknowledged that in doing this the advertisers would aim to show the product in the best light. Taking into account the above points, we considered that the overall impression of the ad was consistent with gameplay and the footage provided, both in terms of that captured by Hello Games and by third parties, and that it did not exaggerate the expected player experience of the game. We therefore concluded that the ad did not breach the code." Now, what's also interesting is in the report, the ASA says that Hello Games pointed to the procedural generation of the game, and this bit reads, quote, "This computer process embodied algorithms that determine, for example, the probability of a player encountering a creature with a particular physiology, exhibiting a particular behaviour, or existing in a particular habitat. They said the game contained 18 quintillion planets, each with its own terrain, weather, flora and fauna, and was effectively infinite in size and scope. It was unique, therefore, in that user experience was not scripted and each user would have their own individual experience. Hello Games said that, as each user's experience would be very different, it would be difficult to recreate the exact scenes from the ad. However, they believed it was fairly straightforward to locate content of the type shown in the ad and to demonstrate that such content was commonly experienced by all users who played No Man's Sky for an average period of time." Now, the report actually goes into quite a bit of detail here as to the individual allegations raised against Hello Games, and there's quite a long list. I'm going to try and shorten it as much as possible. I'm not going to read the ASA's quote. The first thing is regarding the UI and aiming systems. Now, Hello Games basically said that the appearance changed, but under the hood it was the same, and the ASA basically ruled that while it did undergo cosmetic changes, the ASA ruled them as superficial and incidental, and this claim was not upheld. Missing structures. A video was provided showing buildings and structures similar to those shown in the ads, including large bodies of water, and these structures are apparently consistent with those shown in the ads. Large-scale battles. And apparently they were provided footage showing larger battles in action. Apparently they are unusual and harder to find the larger they are, so this was not upheld. Spaceships and Sentinel behaviour. Hello Games provided footage which replicated similar behaviour. Now, the ASA did rule that they weren't able to find footage or replicate a ship flying under a rock formation, but this missing element was found insignificant, so this was not upheld either. Now, animal behaviour. Footage shows similar animal behaviour to what's seen in the ads according to Hello Games. Now, what's really interesting, again, is that this was actually kind of found to be kind of true, but it wasn't consequential enough, as the ASA did find that no gameplay or footage shows animals moving large trees, as was seen in the ads, but they considered it a, quote, fleeting and incidental scene that likely wouldn't mislead a consumer into buying the game, so this was not upheld. Graphics quality. And apparently the ad was created using a computer that matched the Steam server of typical hardware, and uploaded at 1080p resolution. Now, again, some differences were found, but not consequential enough. Two screenshots showing water and type of illumination seem to be higher fidelity, but they ruled that the ad footage in general shows a quality that can be only replicated and bettered even. There's also the question of the short galaxy warp, which some said was misleading as well. And Hello Games again basically said that a warp to a sparse system with barely any planets took about 3 to 5 seconds, and the ASA said that sometimes it took as long as 16 seconds, but they did find warps to less complex systems to take less time, and in the general context of an ad they felt that the short warp was not misleading. Now, in that same topic of the warp, the no loading screens thing. So environments undoubtedly and unsurprisingly were loaded as you move through the game, including when you walk between systems, in which time you could continue to interact with the game. So basically, you know, the warp screen was used to give the game time to generate new systems in the place of a loading screen, and while it could be viewed as such, it didn't actually represent any interruption to the gameplay experience. That what was part of the experience, and is again shown in the ad. So ASA found nothing of concern here, not upheld. Now this one's probably going to be a bit controversial, as trade convoys. Now, footage shows trade ships warping into systems after travelling between solar systems, and apparently that feature exists in the game. Is that something that's perhaps been added? Well, there's a lot of kerfuffle around the trading in the game, so do let me know. Now, factions vying for territory. And the ASA once again found, from the footage and Hello Games explanation, that the description doesn't differ from the gameplay features, so again, not upheld. So there you have it. I mean, perhaps they mean a different thing to trade convoys than I understand it to be, but obviously they're the experts. They're the ones who literally broke it down item by item, looked at each complaint that was levelled at the Steam page, looked at each accusation that built up this false advertising allegation, and they did not find anything. The couple of instances where the complaint actually kind of rang true, they didn't find it consequential enough to say that this feature could have led someone to buy the game based upon false information. Now, I just want to say that I've kind of skimmed the really long response from the ASA about No Man's Sky, so if you want to give it a read, you know, get a comfy chair because it's pretty damn long. But essentially it is what I said. They have cleared No Man's Sky developers of any false advertising, and there has not been a single claim that was upheld against the Steam store page for No Man's Sky. Do keep that in mind. This is all they were looking at. They were not looking at anything outside of that. Just what is on the Steam page, does it actually represent the product? And they decided, yes it does. They were not looking at any other trailers, comments made by Sean Murray or anything like that. Would that have perhaps altered their opinion? We don't know, and it's obviously not relevant because they were looking at the Steam store. Did it break code on the Steam store? No, apparently. So, there you have it. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Let me know your thoughts.